Hello, I'm Helen from Journal with Purpose and welcome to my latest YouTube video. Today I'm going to share another creative vlog, and I just want to start off by saying a huge thank you to everybody who watched and just left me the most lovely kind comments. It really made my day. I was actually a bit nervous about sharing that different kind of content, but the response from everybody has just been so wonderful. So I'm hoping to do these on a fairly regular basis. So in this vlog, I'm going to be doing a little bit more baking. I've been trying out some new recipes and there'll be some journaling. I've also been working on my latest printable bundle for Patreon. And so you're going to see me doing some jelly plate printing and a little bit more footage from outside as well. Well, I really hope you enjoy it. I thought I would start off by sharing a little more of the beautiful grounds of the estate. This was a late afternoon walk and the skies were absolutely beautiful. And we can walk right down to the river that you can see there at the bottom. And the colours in the trees in that late afternoon sky were just stunning. So it was a real joy. One of the new recipes that I've just tried out is for a fruit loaf, and it was from the Cooking with My Kids blog. And it tasted absolutely beautiful. There was so much lovely fruit in it, but I did find it quite crumbly when I cut into it, so I'm not sure if I didn't bake it for quite long enough. I'm definitely still getting used to the cooking times in the Aga, but it was really tasty. A few of you asked whether I could share any updates on my knitting with you and also sewing. At the moment, I don't have any sewing projects on the go. I did knit a pair of trousers and a skirt earlier in the year. But since moving, I've not had a chance to do anything like that, but I'll definitely share in future ones as and when I do. So what I'm currently knitting at the moment is this jumper, but I went for some kind of autumnal colours and I'm actually really very nearly there. I've just got to finish now sewing in this sleeve. So I've joined it along the top here. And so I've just got to sew it along the rest of the sleeve and down the side there. It's taken me quite a long time to do this, but I was doing it all over the time when we were moving house as well. So I don't think it's too bad, especially seeing as I'm such a new knitter. I've had lots to learn. This one's got double moss stitch. I didn't even know what that was. So I've been watching lots of YouTube tutorials just to try and learn the different stitches. And my mum's been really helpful also with any bits that I don't understand on the patterns. So hopefully as soon as this is done, I'll show you what it looks like on. I'll be really pleased with it. I'm not sure what my next project's going to be, but for now, I'll just be really pleased to get this one finished. So I'm now back in the kitchen trying out another new recipe from the Hummingbird Bakery Cookbook. It's got so many delicious recipes in here. And this is for some double chocolate chip cookies. I've made quite a few recipes from this book over the years, and so far none of them have disappointed. They were definitely really, really chocolatey and quite kind of chewy on the inside. So definitely a really lovely treat for the weekend. We knew we had a storm coming, so it seemed like the perfect kind of activity. So here you can see the finished double chocolate chip cookies along with the fruit loaf. One thing I really enjoy doing every weekend is adding some decorative elements to my daily journal. And sometimes I just include photos from the week, or I add washi tape and stickers or doodling or quotes. But this time I decided to do some watercolour trees. And this was inspired by the abstract watercolour book by Kate Rebecca Leach. She's got so many beautiful projects in her book, and I love finding ways of bringing them into my journals. And I will definitely leave links to everything that I mention in the video description box below. And I'm using some watercolour paints that were sent to me by London Gifties many years ago, and some paintbrushes sent to me by the Pigeon Letters. I just found it really relaxing. I sat at the kitchen table. I seem to remember I put something on my laptop to watch and just really relaxed with my paints, and you'll also see me using some gel pens as well. The weekend is often the time that I get to spend the most time with my journals. And the right-hand page in my daily journal I will usually use for reflecting on my week as well. So I'll look back at the daily entries that I've created each evening and just kind of write a summary about how the week's been, how I'm feeling, any kind of big things that have happened during that time as well. It's kind of a nice way of closing off the week before starting a new one.
Hypnotized by blue and amber flame. Pour the wine, raise a glass, toast a memory, call to mind again. Thank you for the company, thank you for the words you had to say. Thank you for your honesty, not playing games some other people play. When the fire is burnt to ash, say goodbye and I'll be on my way.
Another thing I've been working on is my printable bundle for December. So I started off in my sketchbook with watercolour, just getting the designs ready, and I then took them into Procreate to create the stickers and the sheets. And I'm now creating the mixed media sheet, which always forms part of the bundle. And I try to match the colours in somewhat so that it can be torn up and used as collage strips or a backing for any of the other designs that are included in the bundle. I'd thought I was going to do some jelly plate printing, but in the end I decided just to use my brayer and mix around a few of the different acrylic paints. And I'm also then using a wet wipe through a stencil just to remove some of that top layer of paint so that you can see some of the layers underneath. Creating the mixed media sheet is always lots of fun, and it's just a really good excuse to get lots of my different supplies out. So I'm now using acrylic ink, and I think I use watercolour a little bit later on as well. Just a nice slow process of building up different patterns and designs on the sheet. Here you can see me adding some splashes of watercolour. And the next thing I do is use some, I think it's handmade paper that came in a box from Tapeology. And I'm then using a palette knife and my fingers with white acrylic paint, and I'm pressing some of that through the kind of meshed paper and then turning it over and getting any of the paint off the back of it, just to create some different kind of interest and patterns and textures. And so here you can see the completed printable bundle, and this is available to all of my VIP tier members on Patreon, and I also put them in my shop each month. I just had so much fun designing this bundle. I wanted something that kind of had a festive feel, but wasn't only suitable for Christmas pages. So it's kind of a bit of wintry fun. This is some of the final footage that I took outside before the storm arrived with us. I really wanted to capture those beautiful leaves swaying around in the wind. We did have a reasonable amount of snow, but the ground was so wet that it didn't settle. And we also had some really strong winds. So it was a different experience being here in the cottage because the weather had been so mild until now. But we lit the fire in the evenings and stayed really cosy inside, and it was just lovely, and Barney really enjoyed that being lit too. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this creative vlog. If you've got any questions or comments, then please do leave them down below. I absolutely love chatting to you in the comments section. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's joined me over on Patreon. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I look forward to speaking with you really soon in my next video.